located in the state of Virginia, is a place where supernatural creatures are reported to be found. Some believe if you listen closely while the wind blows, you can hear the giggles of little fairies lingering nearby from the fairy realm. Mystical stones cover the forest floor all over this area. How they got here and why, is that of legend. It seems this place is special and perhaps sacred to those who stop by for a visit in Stuart, Virginia. The place is Fairy Stone State Park and is located in Patrick County. It is the largest of Virginia's 6 state parks. It is here, where you will see small stones which appear to be carefully carved into crosses. There are many of them scattered around. The questions remain: who and why did they do such a thing? There are many things which happen that simply can't be explained by defined logic anyway. The thought of fairies existing is something people have wondered about for decades. One person shared their story mentioning that when they were a young girl, they went camping in Virginia. This was one of those guided nature tours, led by a national park ranger. They then mentioned the history of the fairy stones. Like any young child, their imagination got the better of them. The surroundings of this area can be at times rather majestic, especially in the spring and summer months. It is a lovely place to relax and let your thoughts drift away. The ranger mentioned more about little fairies who would diligently work on their stones, carving them, awaiting those who would pass by to find them. It was much like a treasure hunt of sorts. According to several legends, the fairy stones have a sort of history to them. Originally, the Cherokee tribe of people thought that these stones were something sacred, even more valuable than gold itself. This was incorporated into their ceremonies during the spring equinox. It was then these stones would become a part of their celebrations. According to an old tribesman who spoke of them, different tribes began trading these fairy stones between them. They even had ceremonies that unveiled an unearthed soap rock which contained what they believed to be treasure filled with fairy stones. It was during this same ceremony the natives gathered the unearthed fairy stones and bathed them into the fire. The stones would heat up and begin glowing. They watched the stones glow for hours on end, believing that this would grant them safe passage and enough summer rain for their harvest. The stones were also believed to grant good luck to those fortunate enough to find one. Another more ancient story dates back hundreds of years to Chief Powhatan and his reign in time. It was believed that the fairies surrounded a beautiful spring with their friends, which included the naiads and the wood nymphs. An elfin messenger later arrived, with the tragic news of the death of Christ. The fairies felt the sadness, and through their grief, they littered the area with these stones as tribute to Christ made from their tears. Science has another theory about the stones, but these stories were far more interesting. It is believed by the scientific community that these stones were made 7 miles under the earth, by pressure made by volcanic processes. Eventually these stones were forced towards the surface, revealing them over time, formed by both wind and rain.